92.51 CT Games, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by International Diamond Center, Domino's, Atlantic Roofing, Meldon Law, Los Linderos Tequila, Comfort Temp, Campus USA Credit Union, Pomodoro Cafe, Titan MRI and Imaging, Silverback Concrete, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Miapa Latin Cafe, Radware, Fairlife Milk, Gator Trim Lights, Quality Plumbing, Doreen Weeby Realtor Caldwell Banker, and the Head Beer Coach.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
It is time to eat some lunch and talk some sports. Welcome into a Friday edition of Sports Scene. Yeah, I know, it's 11 o'clock, not 12 o'clock, but we have extenuating circumstances today because Gator men's basketball takes on Kentucky. We will have the broadcast live for you today. Caroline is going to produce the show today as we come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, now with full-color landscape lighting. They really, really make your home shine, and they can do custom work for you. To find out more, visit GatorTrimLight.com. We are fueled by Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue in Gainesville, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Folks, the best. Make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you when you go there. All the emails, srussell@WRUF.com, courtesy of International Diamond Center, with an assortment of designer engagement rings, all kinds of great fine jewelry. They are the official jeweler of the Florida Gators. All of our guests, courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971. They won't back down. Everything on the phone today, courtesy of Titan, MRI, and Imaging. 3 locations in Gainesville, 1 in Lake City to serve you better. Find out more about what they do, and they do it well. TitanMRI.com. And we want to thank Quality Plumbing for sponsoring Sports Scene as well. When you need a plumber, you rely on the same company Gainesville's trusted since 1984. That's Quality Plumbing. If you have any Facebook Live questions, Caroline gets them to me, courtesy of Ruse Ogra State Farm, your go-to agent in Gainesville and North Central Florida for car, home, casualty, and life insurance. YouTube questions, courtesy Campus USA Credit Union, the place that Coach Spurrier does his banking, serving our community for 90 years. All right. After last night, the latest bracketology of Joe Lunardi, okay, Georgia is an 8 seed in the tournament. Tennessee is a 5 seed. Missouri is still in as an 11 seed. They were on the bubble, but they're in. Kentucky, currently a 7 seed. Of course, the Gators are a 1 seed. Texas A&M, a 9 seed. Vanderbilt, a 5 seed. Texas moves up to an 11 seed. And on the bubble, the first 4 out include 2 SEC teams now, Oklahoma and Auburn. Okay, the last 4 in includes 2 SEC teams, Missouri and Texas. So there's 4 league teams right now that are right on the bubble. And we'll see what transpires with the rest of the action. All right. Now, we will take your calls. We hope to have the voice of the Gators, Sean Kelly, with us here live from Nashville in about 10 minutes. We're also going to be talking, I hope, to Gator softball player Ella Wazalowski as the Gators get set to play at Kentucky. Mike sent me something that showed between 2011 and 2020, the team that won the first 2 meetings had a 72% chance of winning the third matchup. Yeah. Look, there's no reason why Florida can't win. There's nothing at all. By the way, big weekend here of Gator activity. Gator baseball takes on South Carolina. We'll have the game live for you tonight right here. Gator gymnastics will be at Kentucky to close the regular season. Imagine that. It just seems like gymnastics just started, and they're going to end the season. Gator indoor track is at the NCAA championships. So we wish Coach Holloway good luck there. So lots going on. Now, I know this is not, and of course, there's still spring football practice going on too, lacrosse, etc., swimming, tennis, there's all kinds of stuff. But we know it is not the normal time here. But I do not want to talk to myself. So call us up, 392-8255. You can email the show, srussell@wruf.com. Your thoughts on what's going to happen today. Want to hear from you. By the way, a couple of emails from yesterday. Richard says, are the players on Italy's baseball team actually kids from the USA with family ties back to Italy? Or is baseball big time in Rome, Naples, etc.? Baseball's big time in Italy. One of my high school teammates who played here, John Cortez, was a longtime coach of baseball in Italy. No, Richard, it's a pretty big deal there, and I'm glad. And baseball, as you heard yesterday, it's more of a renaissance now. Look at the ratings for the World Baseball Classic. I'm happy for that. As a baseball guy, I'm really happy that, baseball is getting this resurgence. However, if you have a work stoppage, which is certainly possible, it is not that's not going to help the situation at all. All right, let's go to our Titan MRI imaging phone line. Woody is there. Woody, hello.
Yeah, hey, Steve. You led off with who's in and who's on the bubble and stuff, and I just wanted to make a comment. I really hope Auburn doesn't get in. 16 losses. That team's a train wreck. I don't care if they've got 4 quad one wins. I don't think when you're barely above 500, you ought to be in. And I think that if Miami of Ohio gets left out at 31-1, even though they have the 340th ranked, that's 340 out of 360, 340th ranked schedule, everyone's going to be whining. All we're going to hear about is this comparison. And I don't want to hear it. I want Miami of Ohio in. They may win 1 game, but they sure ain't going to win 2. But regardless, even if Miami of Ohio wasn't 31-1, I don't think Auburn deserves to be in. I don't care. So I just want it to be over because Bruce Pearl is lobbying for his team against another team on national TV about 2 weeks ago. And, Auburn's had their shot. And, maybe, I don't know. I just don't want them in. I don't think they deserve it. This isn't last year where we're trying to set the record. There's other teams that are deserving with a better record.
Well, you also have to understand, though, Woody, what the committee looks at. There is a process here, a system that they look at. And part of that is who you beat, where you beat them, etc. So to say, I don't care if they have all those quad one wins, well, you can't say that because that's part of what the committee looks at. I get your point, but you also have to understand that you can't just flush those away. They count.
I haven't seen a comparison between Auburn and Oklahoma's schedule in terms of quad one wins and things like that, but I did see Porter Moser say his team has won 8 out of 10, and they're headed in the right direction, that kind of stuff. So, the way I look at it, if there's a choice, I'll take Oklahoma. I'm just I don't know. I just got a burr under my saddle about Auburn and their crap record. They were 17-16 last time I looked. I can't remember. Did they win yesterday? I can't remember.
No, they got beat.
Yeah, okay. So they're done. And Oklahoma's still playing, you know? So I'm just hoping if there's a coin flip, if there's a question mark between Auburn and anybody else, any of the top 4 conference teams or Miami of Ohio, Auburn's out because they're done, I think.
All right. Woody, I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you, sir. Byron, hello.
Hey, Steve. Steve, I had to call you, man. I think Dan Patrick, I got to listen to him waiting on you a little earlier. And guess what, Steve, we have in common? The Dolphins and the Jets are the teams of the NFL that everybody's laughing at. And the funny thing is a guy from South Florida got mad and called and said, don't even compare the Dolphins with the Jets. And I'm like, I'll leave Steve. But, Steve, you know, speaking of those two teams, and the franchises, and he was bringing up, I'll just say what he said about the Heat. They're not getting any respect. And the funny thing is the NFL tries to be like a enterprise that has a lot of neutrality. And those two teams seem to be failing. But I'll leave you with this one. And Seth was on there too, Steve. And Miami of Ohio, I think we talked about this. They lost in the tournament. Do they deserve a bid in now because they were 25 or 26-1, or should they be, like most mid-majors, just put out because they didn't win the tournament? Thanks, Steve, and go Gators.
Byron, thank you. We will take a break. We'll come back. Hopefully, we will talk live to the voice of the Gators, Sean Kelly, in Nashville, as the Gators get set to play Kentucky today. As you listen to Sports Scene coming to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
Hi, my name is Elijah. For today's game begins at 12:30 on WRUF. 8th-ranked Florida softball hits the road this weekend for their series against Kentucky. Tonight's game begins at 5 o'clock. 23rd-ranked Florida baseball opens its SEC play this weekend when it hosts South Carolina. Coverage for tonight's game between the Gators and Gamecocks begins at 6:25 on WRUF.
Friends, if somebody's been in business for 45 plus years, doesn't that tell you something? Trust, longevity. Well, that is the case with my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville. The Cousins family has operated that business for the past 45 plus years, and they specialize in just one thing. They give you the best alternative you have to purchasing a new vehicle, the best in late model, low mileage vehicles. Great variety, great selection. I'm driving one now, have been for years. Go see them today, Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Gator Nation, ready to light it up? Gator Trim Light has already brightened homes and businesses across North Florida, and now they're bringing the heat with full color landscape lighting. Light up your palm trees, bushes, pools, patios, barbecue decks, everything in orange and blue. Whether it's a back porch retrofit or a full custom landscape install, Gator Trim Light makes your home game day ready. Turn your patio into the ultimate victory zone and cheer your Gators on to a big win. Visit GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. Gator Trim Light. Let there be Gator Light.
Nobody does catering like P.F. Chang's. Elevate your gathering with our buffet-style catering pans. Packed with bold flavors and generous portions of your favorite dishes, we make it easy to serve and even easier to enjoy. From chopsticks to dessert, everything's ready for pickup or delivered right to your door. Choose individual meals, customizable catering packages, or build your own perfect feast. P.F. Chang's Catering. Your feast perfected. Order now at pfchangs.com/catering.
It's lunchtime and nobody does lunch like Pomodoro Cafe. From Italian dishes to subs and salads, and favorites like their meatball sub with fries or onion rings, topped with the house sauce and lots of melted mozzarella.
This is Steve Russell sharing with you one of my favorite lunch spots, Pomodoro Cafe. located in the Spring Hill Publix complex on 39th Avenue near I-75. Enjoy Pomodoro Cafe today.
And don't forget, they cater online at pomodorocafe.com.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
Nope, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Craving real Cuban flavor? Come to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, where every bite brings you home. From our juicy roast chicken with yellow rice and black beans, our breakfast options to sweet plantains, empanadas, and our iconic Cuban cafecito, we've got what your taste buds are waiting for. And with 6 locations, there's sure to be one near you serving up warm hospitality and authentic breakfast, lunch, or dinner vibes whenever hunger strikes. So head over to Mi Apa Latin Cafe, the best Cuban food north of Miami. Visit miapalatincafe.com or stop by your nearest location today.
The Tailgate with Jeff Cardozo and Zach Almoverdi. Weekdays at 4, right here on WRUF.
Welcome back to Sports Scenes as we get you ready for Florida's first game in the SEC tournament today, taking on Kentucky. Live in Nashville, let us join the play-by-play and color commentators for the game, the voice of the Gators, Sean Kelly, and Gator great Lee Humphrey. They both join us now. Fellas, welcome. Thank you for doing this. Sean, I'm going to start with you here. Third time around for Florida and Kentucky. Kentucky has played well here so far, but let's take it from a Florida perspective. Well-rested, you think this rest is going to do Florida good?
I do, and good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
You
We're
bet.
excited about finally getting started. It's funny, because the Gators are the number 1 seed, we feel like we're jumping into a party that's been going on for days, and that's the case. And that favors the number 1 seed, of course. This will be the 3rd straight day that Kentucky will play. They've been challenged in both of their games so far. You're right, they've played well. But to your question, Steve, it was interesting. Todd Golden gave the Gators last Sunday and Monday both off. I went to practice on Tuesday, and it was one of the most lively, energetic, spirited, competitive practices I've seen in a couple of weeks. And so that energy, of course, of finishing the regular season with an 11-game win streak is always a moral lift. But also the fresh legs and the juice was back for the Gators. It's a big deal for Florida, and I know they're eager, to play, but they're also eager, I think, to spoil what usually becomes a Kentucky party with their fans, invading this arena here for their games. So, there is this special thing about this group that they love extinguishing hope from other teams, and they have embraced this rivalry with Kentucky with open arms.
Sean, when Florida beat Kentucky the previous 2 times, what do you think were some of the keys to Florida getting those wins?
I think, Kentucky's the one team, and Lee may disagree with me, but I think Kentucky's the one team that has enough length to bother the Gators a little bit. And they got off to a good start. Let's begin with that. And the 2 things that seemingly have fueled them during this winning streak were very evident at Rupp. Number 1, the defensive pressure. And kind of putting Kentucky in an early hole. And then number 2 is even when things kind of were slipping a little bit in the second half, Florida still has this knack of never taking a play off. Kentucky is the kind of team that they would like their opponent to take a play off here and there, and Florida won't let them. So, again, they need to beat Kentucky on the boards. Lee had that key for us last Saturday. And again, I think play out in front a little bit. Kentucky does not play well from behind, as we've noticed in both meetings.
Lee, I want to ask you this because, again, you shot the 3-ball pretty darn well when you played here. As you watch what Florida has done with their guards and the improvement in the 3-point shooting, what do you think has keyed that? What do you see if have they done anything differently in terms of shooting the basketball better?
It's a good question, Steve. I think early on in the season, the three-point shooting reputation came from the first half of the season. And you got to think we replaced our 3 starting guards. You've got Xavier and Boogie coming in and have to learn a new role. They're used to being score first, kind of first option, but now they've got to fit into a deep team where everyone can score. And they've got to also figure out how to play our style, which is super fast and up and down, and what shots are good for them to take. And I think they've figured that out in SEC play, and that's helped the shooting percentages. We're getting Urban more shots. Urban's knocking them down. He's a great shooter. We always knew that, but he's really stepped up, and that's helped our percentage as well. So I think it's just our guys look for great shots on every possession. We do such a good job pushing it in transition. We find those, and because of that, we're shooting it better.
One of the things that has amazed me watching these guys play in person over the last couple of years, Lee, is how fast Florida's bigs are. Television doesn't do it justice. When you watch them play, does it still amaze you how quickly they get up and down the floor for their size?
Steve, I get so excited watching us play because it is the most fun style of basketball you can watch. Our guys have so much joy when they're running up and down the court, sharing the ball, and our speed and length, I think, are our biggest advantages. And because our bigs can create and play make so well, they're great passers. We're averaging 20 assists and 11 turnovers during this 11-game win streak. Teams they may be able to hang for a few minutes like Arkansas did the first 5 to start the game, but they just wilt over time.
Yeah, and Steve, if I can just add to that
Sure.
for a second. We talk about, not letting another team take a play off. Normal human nature is after they make a shot, they think they can just get back and get set defensively. These bigs, because of their speed and that joy that Lee was referring to, they're running on other teams' makes. So the ball goes in the hole, say, for Kentucky, and it's a fast break literally to the other end, even after a team's make. And that's where teams get bent out of shape with regard to these bigs and their speed and the rim run that they do, because they're doing it off make and miss.
It's demoralizing.
It is.
Let me ask both of you this. As far as the tournament as a whole, fellas, any surprises for you at all?
You want to start or you want me to?
No real surprises that stand out
you?
to me. For me, on the SEC, just in general with the SEC tournament.
Ole Miss, the 15 seed. I don't think they can go all the way through, but they've been very impressive in quote-unquote upset wins their first 2 outings here, Steve. And Georgia, to me, has been kind of Jekyll and Hyde all season.
Yes.
Like one game, they're like, holy cow, they're tough. And then the next game, it's just brutal to watch, like bad basketball. And the bad basketball Bulldogs were out yesterday. And so those would be the only mild surprises for me. I think the Miami of Ohio loss has rippled through the building a little bit because teams like Auburn now are in a bit of trouble. Texas kind of maybe a little more on the fringe. And so maybe instead of Joe Lunardi and others predicting 11 SEC teams, it might be 10. It could get down to 9 if there's another bid steal out there. But the Miami of Ohio loss sent some kind of shockwaves through Nashville here yesterday because, again, it puts a team like Auburn in jeopardy, per se, that probably needed to win one more but couldn't get it done yesterday.
Yeah, there's several SEC teams certainly on the bubble here. Let me quickly ask you both this. Do you think Miami of Ohio should be in?
I do. And look, I don't disagree with the fact that they've really played no one along the way. And sometimes that's your own scheduling fault, and sometimes you're the victim of the schedule that you're inheriting via conference play. I still go back to you're supposed to beat the teams in front of you, right? That's the mission. And so they've accomplished that mission and done so through a perfect regular season. And yes, that loss, gives us all pause yesterday, but in my eyes, that should be in. If we're going to have a field of 68, are you telling me out of 68 teams, we can't have a 31-1 team in there? Come on.
Lee?
I agree 100%. I mean, if you've lost one game all year, I feel like you've earned at least a shot to see what happens in the NCAA tournament. There's so many teams that get in. You got to give them a shot.
Yep.
Last thing for both of you, keys to Florida winning today. What do you got?
I think it starts on the defensive end. We set the tone defensively. We did it at Rupp. We completely took Kentucky out of their offense. We make it really tough on their guards. We did a nice job with the scouting report on Owe. We made Ortega go to his left all the time. He had 28 points, but he was really inefficient at Rupp. He was 8 for 21. So if he has another game like that, then, it's a big point number, but it's not efficient. And we did an awesome job on Chandler. Make him work for his threes.
I'll just say be as active as you can in the first half, because I think that Kentucky playing for a third straight day, you can essentially take them out of the game if you run them into the ground in the first half. And that means I think that there can be no drop-off when Handlock and Klobuchar and Brown all coming off the Gators bench. If they can keep the pedal to the metal through the first 20 minutes, I think it's over. That's what I would add on to what Lee said.
These two have the call of the game coming up very, very shortly here on the Gator Sports Network. And please say hello to Steve Egan for me. Fellas, thank you for taking time to do this, and have a great call.
Hey, let's do this again, shall we?
Shall we? Yes, I'd like that.
I like this.
Okay.
Yes, maybe next week.
Maybe next week would be really good to do.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Steve.
Appreciate you. Thank
Steve.
you. Yep. Sean Kelly and Lee Humphrey, and, of course, the engineer there, Steve Egan. I had to say hello to him because he does our baseball stuff, too, and he does all the stuff here, so he's a good dude. Okay. Now, we're going to try something today, just because, right? Got a new way to communicate here at Sports Scene. We have a text line now. Yeah, if you can't call, we understand. Maybe the boss is there, right? He can't, but you can fire off a text. So here's the number. Write it down. 352-325-3777. 352-325-3777. Send me a text message, put your name in the text, and I'll read it on the air. Now, be cool with the text, peeps, okay? I'm not going to, you know what I'm saying? But like you would have with a call. But, yeah, but come on, okay? But so we're going to try it and see how it goes. So just one more way to communicate here on Sports Scene. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back, and we'll open the phone lines up, the emails as well. As, again, we're going to go today until just before 12:30, and then we'll have the broadcast of the game live from Nashville. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
The NCAA tournament is coming to WRUF this March.
It's no fun being injured. The last thing you want to deal with is long wait times or high costs. Well, guess what? You don't have to, thanks to Titan MRI and Imaging. The experience at Titan MRI and Imaging is much more personal than the sterile atmosphere of a hospital. Joe and his team are personally involved and will guide you through the entire process at any of their 3 convenient locations. And they accept insurance. So if you need a scan, save time and money, and call Titan MRI and Imaging. Learn more at TitanMRI.com.
International Diamond Center's values are so compelling, it's not unusual to see people here that are not local.
Every day, we have people that drive an hour and a half, even 2 hours.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire.
People are willing to drive because they've heard it's not a typical jewelry store.
For example, did you know IDC has one of the largest selections of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in America?
You're going to want to come to IDC. It's worth the drive.
International Diamond Center in Celebration Point and online at shopidc.com.
Every great team is built on a solid game plan, sharp execution, and total trust in the crew beside you. At Quality Plumbing, we bring that same championship mindset to every job we do. For over 40 years, we've been the starting lineup for homes and businesses across North Central Florida, delivering reliable service, expert craftsmanship, and big wins for our customers. Call us today or visit qualityplumbing.com. We're your first string team. License number CFC 043073.
For the first time ever in a public setting outside the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York City, 3 legends are coming to Gainesville. Join Steve Spurrier, Daniel Werfel, and Tim Tebow together with their Heisman trophies for the Legends Gala at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill on Monday, March 30th. Enjoy an unforgettable night of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 117 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Gator history.
Gator fans, get ready to raise a glass for a perfect cause. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill is teaming up with UF Gymnastics head coach Jenny Rowland to bring you 2 brand new limited time drinks. Feel the heat with the fiery flip or stick the landing with the perfect 10 margarita. And here's the best part. $2 from every drink goes straight to support the Gator NIL Fund. Sip, support, and celebrate Gator greatness. But hurry, these signature drinks are only available for a limited time at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill. Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, where Gators come to win.
There are plenty of realtors in town, but few work as hard, respond as quickly, or care as deeply as Doreen Wiebe of Caldwell Banker MM Parish. Community-driven and client-focused, Doreen will work with you to ensure your satisfaction. Whether you're buying or selling, she brings persistence, preparation, and heart to every deal. With Doreen, you're not just another transaction. You're a priority. Call 352-562-1411. That's 352-562-1411.
Ever dreamed of catching a touchdown pass from Tim Tebow or Danny Werfel, or taking a handoff from the legendary Steve Spurrier? Then you need to join the Florida Legends Experience on Monday, March 30th at the Alachua County at Celebration Point. You'll receive a personal video of your touchdown and a football signed by the Gator Legends. Enjoy an unforgettable day of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 117 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Gator history.
March Madness is coming to WRUF.
We are here for about one more hour. So, want to hear from you? 3928255. That's our Titan MRI imaging phone line. International Diamond Center email, srussell@wruf.com. Dustin says Ricky Castillo wanted to start the second round at TPC. Huge tournament this week. And yeah, it is. It gets a little bit overshadowed because of everything else that's happening here. By the way, for those with baseball, South Carolina is only posting 2 starters on the mound. Of course, for Florida, Peterson, King, Cooper Walls. Right-hander Josh Gunther pitches tonight. His ERA nearly 5. Righty Amp Phillips goes Saturday. His ERA is nearly 4. And then they have the dreaded TBA for Sunday. Okay? And again, for the weekend, Tennessee is at Georgia. That's a matchup of 2 ranked teams. Alabama, who Florida faces next week, unranked, is at Kentucky, who's ranked. Number 2, Mississippi State at number 5, Arkansas. That's the headline matchup series in the league this weekend. Auburn, ranked number 5 at Missouri. Number 9, LSU at unranked Vanderbilt. When's the last time? Now, again, there's 26 polls, but, they've been sliding. The last 4 or 5 years, Coach Corbin's teams just are not as good as they used to be. That's the fact. Ole Miss is at Texas. Ole Miss number 16, Texas number 2, and then another battle of ranked teams. Number 17, Texas A&M at number 7, Oklahoma, and that's a place I'm looking forward to going. I've never been to Norman, so we'll be heading out there later in the year. In the meantime. So those are the matchups for the weekend. Let's get to an email here. And I'll also say this. Less than an hour or so before we start our coverage here, everything that's needed to be said probably is being said. Another head coach got fired, though Providence fires its head coach. It's the time of the zombies, baby. It's time of the season. It is. Philip, let's see here. Here it is. Philip says, Steve, I know you had Kevin O'Sullivan on yesterday, and he sounds confident. How confident are you that Florida will have a successful season? Well, first of all, define successful. I don't know what that means. But if you don't make the tournament, then that's not successful. And little text message here, okay? I don't have a name. Andrew, okay? What'd you think of Ole Miss fouling Georgia up 3? I think it was a shooting foul on the foul. No. But I'll tell you what, Ole Miss is playing like it has nothing to lose, Andrew, and I really like that. And they are right now the Cinderella of the tournament. There is absolutely no question when it comes to that. They are definitely that. By the way, at TPC, I'll try to give you the leaderboard here a little bit. TPC yesterday played pretty tough, I thought. So we'll just have to see what happens here. But the best score so far, 8 under par. Among the big names, Xander Schauffele is at 6 under. A lot of really no name. I shouldn't say no name. If you're on the PGA Tour, you're good, but not household names. Justin Rose, Justin Thomas are 4 under. Matsuyama is 3 under. So is Jason Day. Tony Finau's 3 under. Tommy Fleetwood's 3 under. Ricky Fowler, Jordan Spieth, 2 over. Some of these guys are done. Again, Ricky Castillo was at 1 under. Brooks Koepka, even. Scotty Scheffler, even. Now after that, it started Rory McIlroy, 1 over. He's struggled. Patrick Cantlay's 1 over. The projected cut is 2 over. 2 over. And right now, Sam Burns wouldn't make it. Look at who else here. No big names are on that list that I can look at here. I'm down to +4. So we'll see how that goes. So that's a pretty low cut. We'll see how it goes today. All right. 392-8255. Email srussell@wruf.com on until just about 12:25, and then we'll get you out to the SEC tournament. Let's get Daryl here. Daryl, hi.
Hey, good afternoon, Steve. Hey, looking forward to the game at 1 o'clock with Kentucky today, man. I think we're going to take care of the Cats again today, Steve.
I do too. Look, I don't know how much playing 3 games in 3 days affects these guys, but I think you'd be naive to think it wouldn't have some effect, especially the way Florida goes up and down the floor. You might not see that in the first half. You might see that have an effect in the second half.
Right. Steve, I have some college baseball questions for you.
All right.
I didn't get to hear Paul Maneri on there yesterday with your interview, South Carolina coach.
Uh-huh.
Do you think it's harder now for teams to turn around in college baseball compared to like football and basketball because you have NIL money is not there in baseball like those 2 other sports I mentioned?
Well, you just hit it, right? It's the money. It's the money. I mean, think of how many teams in our league are ranked in one poll or another. There's a whole bunch of them, right? So there's more teams that are currently ranked right now than that are not ranked. Think about that. I mean, think about that for a second. There's more teams ranked than there are not ranked. So that's telling me that, there is money being invested here, that, to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, you've got to do that. But because right now, Alabama's not ranked, South Carolina's not ranked, Missouri's not in one poll, Vanderbilt's not ranked. Everybody else is ranked. Think about that.
Yeah.
So if you're South Carolina or Missouri is the school that I don't know how they do it because their baseball field is like a high school field. There's not another place in the league that is even remotely close to how bad that is. I'm just telling you, been there. So I mean, you have to invest the money. There's no question.
You're gonna make me chuckle. Steve was saying that about Missouri field. Would you take that field over Marklight Stadium any day, though?
Over Mark? No, I would take Mark Light. That's how.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I mean, you literally have bleachers. It's cold there, this time of the year. The last time we played there, it was in the 30s, and it was a night game. And, the press box where Jeff and I did the game, literally we were shoulder to shoulder. It's just, and maybe they've made improvements since then, but it's not even, there's not a second place close to how bad that is.
Wow. I'm a man. Look forward to both events today, basketball and baseball tonight.
All right. Appreciate you. Thank you. YouTube question, courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union. Zach, do you think the other three fan bases will be loud and hostile against the Gators in Session 1? I don't, my first impression is that you don't like the blue blood, that you're probably going to root against Kentucky because they're fans and snobs and all that. So I would think it would go that way because of that. And then another question via text from Scott. When was the last time, if ever, the Gators beat Kentucky 3 times in a season? That's a great question. I'll have to Google that. I would imagine that's happened, but I don't know the answer to that. And that's another thing. I'm going to get me off on a tangent here. I understand Kentucky's heritage, Kentucky's history. Their fans travel. They do great. But they are going to be in the NCAA tournament. But unless, the standard there is almost Elite 8. If you don't make the Elite 8, fire the coach. There's history, and I'll give you another school that's just like this, although worse. Indiana. How long has it been since Indiana has been relevant? And yet, some people consider them they're not a blue blood. They're not. It's been such a long time for them. And again, they're not very good this year either. UCLA is slipping into that category too. They're going to be in the tournament, but again, John Woodens don't walk down the street. Bobby Knight, whether you like him or not, they just don't walk down the street. And that's why when Florida got Todd Golden, they got incredibly fortunate. Nobody, and I mean, don't tell me that when he got hired, you said, oh, we're going to win the NCAA championship. Stop it. Because if you're going to tell me that, I got land south of Key West to sell you. And you know what that is. Yeah, so stop. But we'll see. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and then we will get the phone lines going, I hope. Top of the hour, going to talk a little Gators softball with a Gator softball player, we hope, live from Lexington. As you listen to Sports Scene, coming to you live from the Gator Trimlight Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
Alex, Kev, you got me?
Hello.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Okay. Actually, you want to know what? Caroline, can you take the Comrex pot? See the, not the pot, sorry. See the knob on top? On top. Can you turn it to the left and turn it down? Because I get the feeling I'm going to be coming in really hot. And we may adjust the microphone as well. We had a couple of quiet kids in here yesterday, Alex. We had to adjust the gain on these pots.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. All right. Am I good to you, though?
Yeah, you're still coming in a little...
Coming in hot? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll adjust. All right, I'll talk to you again in a little bit. Let's talk via text. Steve is off the air at 12:26, and so that's when I'll talk to the guys. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Be well, buddy. Thanks. You got everything I sent you, correct?
Yes, I've got everything.
All right. Cool. All right, brother. I'll talk to you in a bit.
Yep.
Thanks. Bye.
Mm-hmm.
You work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
We sell more so you save more at the all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC. New Chevy Silverado or GMC Sierra, $349 per month. New Chevy Colorado or GMC Canyon, $239 per month. Plus, we'll beat any price from the Villages to Lake City to Jacksonville and everywhere in between at the all-new Davis Gainesville Chevrolet GMC on North Main Street in the heart of Gator Country and at GainesvilleChevyGMC.com. 36-month leases, $84.99 due at signing, plus tax tag, title, and dock. All rebates and incentives to dealer may include loyalty, subject to lender approval. Together, let's drive.
Are you ready to raise your game when it comes to your Gators gear? Head over to Alma Mater in Gainesville. You'll find just what you need to rep your team in style. From one-of-a-kind Gator tees and hats to NIL gear, they've got the perfect Gator swag for every fan in all kinds of weather. Whether it's game day or any day, you'll be winning with officially licensed apparel found nowhere else. Locally owned, locally produced. Alma Mater, in-store at the corner of 34th and University or online at almamaterdesign.com.
Concrete is tough, long-lasting, durable, and when it's done right, it's the foundation of everything that stands strong. At Silverback Concrete, we don't just pour concrete, we build trust one slab at a time. We're a family-led team of heavy concrete specialists who sweat every detail, from footers to elevated decks. We respect your budget, we build to last, and we care about the people on the job today and those who will walk these floors tomorrow. You stand on it, we stand by it. Silverback Concrete, we've got your back. Visit silverbackconcrete.co to get started.
For more than 50 years of quality service, Archer Electric Service Company has been Gainesville's choice for residential and commercial electrical work. Whether you need wiring, repairs, or backup generator installation, we treat every client like family with professional, clean, dependable service. Don't wait for the storm or the flicker to remind you. Visit ArcherElectricService.com today for a free consultation and see why we've been Gainesville and the surrounding area's most trusted electricians for decades.
From the UF Weather Center, here is your WRUF weather update.
Mostly sunny this hour and temperatures rising. Highs today in the upper 70s and lower 80s. Partly cloudy to mostly clear tonight. Lows in the morning in the upper 50s and lower 60s. Weekend forecast doesn't look too bad. Highs both days in the lower 80s. A few showers Saturday afternoon. Better chance on Sunday as our next storm system approaches. That chance for rain continues into Monday. Then a big temperature drop. Lows in the 40s Tuesday morning. From the WUFT Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Megan Borowski.
If it happens in Gator Nation, you hear it on WRUF 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Welcome back to Sports Scene again here for about another half hour or so, and then we're going to get you out live with the Gator Network to Nashville for Florida and Kentucky. But in the meantime, we will certainly want to hear from you and talk a little sports. Don't forget, check out our daily clip of the day on WRUF Facebook and YouTube at WRUF Home of the Gators, brought to you by our friends at Fairlife Milk. Many thanks to Quality Plumbing for sponsoring the show today, and the Florida Legends event also sponsoring the show today. With 3 Heismans, 2 events in one legendary day, you can join Steve Spurrier, Danny Warfel, Tim Tebow for the Legends Gala at Spurrier's Gridiron Grill at the Alachua County Sports Center on Monday, March 30th. You can get your tickets or find out more info at www.fllegends.com. And a big shout out to Gator Domino's. They always help us sponsor our high school sports coverage. There's a Domino's store in your neighborhood. You can call or click www.domino's.com today. And again, a new way to communicate with us here at Sports Scene, a text line. So if you can't call, text. The number, 352-325-3777. Put your name on it, and I'll read it. I promise. By the way, congratulations to Gilgis Alexander for breaking Wilt Chamberlain's scoring record he'd held for 63 years. I mean, he might be, Gilgis Alexander, the most non-recognizable superstar player. 35 points last night. He scored 20-plus points in his 127th consecutive NBA game. That is crazy. You know, Chamberlain, when he did it, I mean, he was bigger than everybody else. You know, you could sort of understand it. But in this day and age, wow, that's pretty good. And did you see what happened with the Big 12 in their basketball tournament? They wanted to get cute, okay? They installed an LED floor. Did you see it? It looked cool, right? But that floor is now gone. A traditional hardwood court being brought in because there was some slippage of the players, okay? They were really worried about injury. So, as a matter of fact, a Red Raiders Texas Tech guard was hurt, but he does expect to recover. So, a lot of slips in the Houston game when they beat BYU. So they go back to the original floor. And did you see Duke barely got by Florida State last night? FSU almost pulled off the upset. Really, really big. Okay, let's get to some emails here. What did I just do with them? Okay, I think I lost them. Okay, I'm not doing so good here. Here we go. Brian, hearing your comment that Kentucky standards Elite Eight each year, what's your standard for the Gators? Well, remember, I knew I was going to get asked that. Brian, the standard is a little bit different in that Kentucky has done it for a more consistent, longer period of time. But now, with, I'm a big history guy. I look at the totality of the program and what it's done. For this particular group, if it doesn't make the Elite Eight, there'll be a lot of disappointed people. I'll just say that. Says from a young age, seeing Florida make it to the Final Four in 1994 to now, always have a make and win one game in the tourney as mine. The Sweet 16 is a great season. Elite Eight or higher makes it special. Well, again, Brian, you're a little older, and I think that's reasonable. How do you grade Mike White's job as the Georgia coach? As much as I disliked him at Florida, I feel like he and Georgia are the perfect match. The program was horrible, but he took it over. Now it's a middle-of-the-pack SEC school. I feel that's what Mike White is, decent coach. Not going to get you into any type of title conversation. He's done a good job at Georgia. He's done a very good job at Georgia. Now, the question's going to be just what you said, Brian. If they get in the they're going to be in the tournament this year. And let's say next year they also get in the tournament at about the same place they are. And maybe they go out after either not winning a game or winning one game. There will be pressure on him to do better than that. The fan base there, even though they don't have much of a history, will put pressure on him. And they should. Scott in California, don't buy into the myth that a team can't be beaten 3 times. There's no myth. You can beat them. I welcome playing Kentucky again because of a third straight win would slam the door shut on the talk of who the SEC Blue Blood is now. Florida will have officially passed Kentucky for that title with a win today. The more convincing a win, the better. Well, I would say that with an asterisk, Scott. Here's what you're forgetting. The NCAA tournament. Supposing Kentucky wins the NCAA tournament. If Florida beats them 3 times, who's the blue blood? Kentucky is the blue blood because they won the NCAA tournament. But I get what you're trying to say, and I agree. James, difference between indoor and outdoor track. Do most track athletes compete in both? If a discipline they excel in is available in both? Yes, most of the time. Most of the time. I wish I had Mouse Holloway here to answer that for me, but I think the answer is yes. In most cases, that is the case. And remember, Florida competes in the indoor without an indoor track. They don't have one. So, and still, the women won the SEC championship in SEC indoors. Pretty impressive. All right, that's our first hour. We'll have about 20 minutes in hour number 2, and then we'll get you out to the Gator Network and coverage as Florida takes on Kentucky in the SEC tournament. Thanks for listening to Sports Scene Hour 1. Hour 2 coming back as you listen on WRUF.
This is former Gator quarterback Shane Matthews, and you're listening to the home of Gator Sports, WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
Want to get your brand noticed? At Radware, we help you stand out with custom corporate apparel, branded uniforms, and promotional swag that gets attention. From trade shows to team uniforms, we've got you covered. Radware even works with major names like the University of Florida. Boost your brand visibility today. Visit radware.com. That's radware.com and let your brand shine.
Sure, seasons change, and that's more than the pollen on your car and everything else right now. Seasons in your life change too. And for over 90 years of seasons, Campus USA Credit Union has been here for you. As your life and financial needs change, Campus USA Credit Union can help. Checking and savings accounts, low-interest credit cards, personal loans or home equity loans, business loans, auto loans, and investments. Campus USA Credit Union. There's a location or ATM near you. CampusCU.com. Member NCUA.
Looking for a roof you can trust to weather any storm? Atlantic Roofing has been covering North Central Florida for over 20 years. We're a third-generation, locally owned roofing company. From Alachua to Marion, Bradford, Levy, Gilchrist, Columbia, and beyond, we've got your home, your business, and your back. Visit AtlanticRoofing.com or call today for your free estimate. Atlantic Roofing, where quality rises above.
Domino's carryout deal means you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each when you order online or by phone. Just in case there's any confusion, we've even set up a helpful website to confirm if today is a day you can carry out one-topping pizzas for $7.99 each. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's carryout deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carryout only. Ask for this offer. Availability and charges may vary. Size availability varies by crust type. Excludes XL and specialty. Your local store may charge extra for some toppings and sauces.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
Gator fans, this one's for you. Introducing Castaway Sauce Company, the hot sauce made by Gators for Gators. Their signature ball kicker hot sauce is inspired by Steve Spurrier's famous kick that beat Auburn in '66. If you love hot sauce with real flavor, not just heat and vinegar, Castaway delivers. Available at select public supermarkets, Castaway Sauce Company is founded by a lifelong Gator and proud UF alum. From mild to wild, they've got a flavor for every Gator tailgate. Grab your Castaway hot sauce today and taste the tradition. Learn more at CastawaySauceCompany.com.
Ever dreamed of catching a touchdown pass from Tim Tebow or Danny Werfel, or taking a handoff from the legendary Steve Spurrier? Then you need to join the Florida Legends Experience on Monday, March 30th at the Alachua County at Celebration Point. You'll receive a personal video of your touchdown and a football signed by the Gator Legends. Enjoy an unforgettable day of Gator greatness while supporting the incredible mission of Isaiah 117 House. Tickets are limited. Get yours now at FLLegends.com. That's FLLegends.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of Gator history.
From the Spurrier's Gridiron Grill Studio, WRUF Gainesville, W251CG Gainesville, WRUF FM HD2, and on the WRUF radio app. This program is paid for by Weeby Marketing. The godfather of Gator Sports Talk Radio has returned.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It's Sports Scene with Steve Russell. Time to eat some lunch and talk some Gator sports.
Sports Scene with Steve Russell is fueled by Southeast Car Agency and brought to you in part by International Diamond Center, Domino's, Atlantic Roofing, Meldon Law, Los Linderos Tequila, Comfort Temp, Campus USA Credit Union, Pomodoro Cafe, Titan MRI and Imaging, Silverback Concrete, Ruse Ogra State Farm, Miapa Latin Cafe, Radware, Fairlife Milk, Gator Trim Lights, Quality Plumbing, Doreen Wiebe Realtor Caldwell Banker, and the Head Beer Coach.
Now, here's Steve Russell, right here on WRUF.
Welcome into Hour 2 of Sports Scene. Thank you for tuning in. Caroline, our producer today, we come to you live from the Gator Trim Light Studio, fueled by Southeast Car Agency here in Gainesville. An abbreviated hour today as we get you set to go out to Nashville for the SEC men's basketball tournament, Florida taking on Kentucky. But I want to get now to our Titan MRI Imaging phone line and all of our guests, courtesy of Meldon Law, serving Gator Nation since 1971. Gators softball is playing its second SEC series of the year, this time at Kentucky. And Gator softball player Ella Wazalowski joins us now. Ella, welcome. Thanks for doing this.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
I promoted you were coming on today, and I got 2 email questions for you. How about that? So here we go.
Awesome.
Here we go. Number 1, what does Coach Walton do in terms of scouting reports to prepare you for an SEC series? Really good question.
Yeah, no, that's a super good question. I would say we're very thorough with everything, but I would say individually as players, he does a good job of knowing what we need and what we want to know, just because some people want more information, some people don't want as much information. He does a really good job with that. So I'd say just watching film, I know our coaches are around the clock, making sure that they just scout the other teams, like the pitcher, what kind of pitches they have, the defense, how they're going to play us and all that stuff, and just what runners are going to steal, all that kind of stuff.
Do you like looking at tape? Are you one of those hitters that likes looking at tape?
I am not. No, I like to just go up there and just react to it, because if I think too much, then I get myself in trouble.
Okay. And then the other one is from Tim, and he said, I know you transferred. What went into your decision to transfer? Was it difficult to do?
Yeah, so transferring is always scary, just because, there's just a lot of unknown. But I absolutely love Florida. Like, it's been my dream ever since I was 12. I picked Florida, and I knew I wanted Florida the first day of my visit. The first day of my visit, I told him I was committing here.
Wow.
So it didn't take long at all. The intentionality, and everybody here is so genuine. They want you to succeed, and everything that they say they follow, and they just care so much about you as a person. And everybody that was on my visit really wanted to get to know me, and also in the summer they were just asking me questions about everything, and that was super important to me.
You play a variety of positions. Did you always do that, growing up playing softball?
Yeah, so I played in high school. I played short a little bit. I've played first a little bit. Obviously, at this level, I don't play that. I play right field mostly. I can play left field if needed, but I've been a catcher since I was 6 years old, and that started just with my dad asking me to be a catcher on his team because really they had nobody else. So obviously I was forced to be a catcher.
Did you like that right away, though? Did you like catching right away?
Yes, I did. I loved it. I love being involved in every play and just the craft of it and the work ethic that gets put into it. And I love just like the connections that I have with my pitchers and all that.
I wanted to ask that too. 'Cause I'm an old pitcher. What goes into that? Because a lot of times a fan will go to a softball game and, catcher, pitcher, that relationship. But during a game, when you're behind the plate, what are some of the things you try to do to help the pitcher out in doing what they're doing?
Yeah, so I would say just like on the mental side, one of the things that helps with mentally and physically, just with both of us, is having that connection, building that connection. If you don't have that trust between each other, it's not going to be like everybody calls a battery. It's not going to be a great battery. But in terms of like mechanical wise, like back there, I'm always trying to make them look the best as possible. And I have to know like their style of how their ball moves, and if their ball moves east and west, then I can put myself in a good position to frame their pitches. If their ball is moving like north-south, then I can make sure that I know how to set up for that too.
Is it important also to know the temperaments? I mean, because look, some people are, one way versus the other. Does that help too, knowing the temperament of each pitcher and knowing what you can say and maybe not say and do?
For sure, yeah, and that goes back to just the trust you have with each other. If you know each other well enough, then you can help them out better in the moment. And like you never want to kind of set them off with that. You have comments just like any other player. Like if you're doing well, or if you're not doing so well, like there's different things that are just different ways to communicate for each and every player on the team.
Last two questions for you, Ella. I always ask this of athletes. When you were younger, growing up, what other sports did you play? And if you weren't playing softball, what sport would you play?
Yeah, so I tried track until I realized how slow I was. And then I played volleyball for a while, and I really loved volleyball. And then I feel like I'd either do ice hockey, because that's a huge thing in New York, where I'm from. And so either that or volleyball, I'd say.
And thank you for saying that, because I'm from New York State, and I've never heard of Williamsville. Where is that near?
Yeah, so I would say, like, everybody knows, like, Buffalo, but I'd say, like, Niagara Falls.
Oh, you're way up there. Okay. Okay,
yeah.
You're way up there.
Western New York.
Okay, yeah, you're way up in Western New York. Last question. It's been a great year for this softball team, obviously. What's been some of the keys, Ella, to the success of the team thus far this year?
I think it all comes down to our connections with each other. All of us, you'll hear us say, like, we've never been on a closer softball team together. Like, I just got done, like, all day we've been together 24/7. Like, we literally just got done shopping. Like, we want to be with each other 24/7. And just how close we are and how much we trust each other. And we each know what everybody needs. It's such a close team, and I think that's what drives all of us to such success, is because we always want to be around each other.
That's really cool to hear. Good luck this weekend. Again, Florida taking on Kentucky in the second SEC series of the year. Thanks for your time, Ella. Appreciate you doing it.
Thank you so much.
You got it. She's been a terrific player for Florida, transfer at Mississippi State. Ella Wazalowski joining us here on Sports Scene. All right. The rest of our time here, which is about 20 minutes or so, time to hear from you. Again, you can call us up on the Titan Imaging phone line, 392-8255, and the International Diamond Center email, srussell@wruf.com. And again, many thanks to Quality Plumbing and to the Florida Legends event for sponsoring our program today as well. Now, a quick reminder, with the NCAA tournament coming up next Thursday and Friday, mark this down, okay, we will have the show from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay? Mark it down. We will have Hoop. There it is at our normal time on Monday. But a chance for you to react to the tournament and all of that. During the week, we'll talk brackets, obviously, when those come out and, what you think of that. It's always a great time of the year for that. So we will certainly do that. Let's get Tom on the phone here. Hi, Tom.
Hello, Tommy. I got a baseball question for you, and it stems from a couple of weekends ago, the balk call on the Miami pitcher. And I heard you talking about it, and you said you didn't see it, didn't necessarily think it was a balk. And I didn't see it, and I wondered also. But my question has to do with this pitcher, and probably if he was the second one, the pitcher before him, they come set on the mound, and then their front leg will jerk, and also sometimes the back leg, and sometimes a couple of times. And I'm an old pitcher also, and to me, that's clearly a balk. Just once you get set, if you raise your leg, which I don't know if they clear the ground, but they definitely jerk their knee rather obviously, and it's in the major leagues too. And it seems like it has become more and more prevalent.
Oh, there's a lot to unpack there, Tom. I don't think balks are necessarily called as much as maybe they used to be. I forget the game I was doing the other day, and Florida's bench was complaining that there should have been a balk call because you can do things, with your leg or, whatever. But that game with Miami, after I saw video of it, when you're doing it live, it's one thing. But when you see it, on tape and you see it slowed down, could it have been called? Sure. But I also think, if it wasn't called based on what I saw, I wouldn't have complained about it. But they're just not called as much. That's all I can tell you.
Right. Well, I spoke with Cordoza about it, and he said the rules had changed.
They have.
I haven't heard any rules about pitchers being able to jerk their leg. And like I say, in the major leagues, I don't get to watch that many games, but when I do watch, I'm just amazed at how much jerking they'll be doing with their front leg. And like when you move that front leg, that's supposed to mean you're coming to the plate or going to first base or going somewhere with the ball. But that's not how it is anymore.
All right. Well, thank you, Tom. Appreciate your call. Let's get to a YouTube question now, and it is from MJ. YouTube questions courtesy of Campus USA Credit Union. How long before Kentucky isn't considered a blue blood anymore? Kentucky can't hold on to the past forever. Boy, that's one of those beauties in the eye of the beholder things. Again, first of all, what's your definition of a blue blood? That's a question we can talk about in June, okay? Because I think if you ask 50 people in the room, 50 people would give you a different answer to that. For some, it's how long's it been since you've won a national championship? Again, I point to Indiana and UCLA. Are they? Historically, are they? Yes. And that's the other difference. Historically versus now. BB, is the South Carolina pitching staff limited or short-staffed? No. The 49 Stars has an ERA of 5, almost 5, yes. A little concerned about Kentucky today. Outside of Florida, who do you think is the toughest remaining team in the SEC tournament? Tennessee, I never sell short. I never sell Tennessee short. I think we're all going to have to spend time watering our lawns. The rain yesterday was super brief. Well, there's more rain coming, supposedly. Let's just hope it doesn't affect anything. We'll take a break. We'll come back, and then one last segment to hear from you, and then we'll get you out to the network and get you out to Nashville for the SEC basketball tournament. You're listening to Sports Scene on WRUF.
WRUF Sports Center.
I'm Nyla Close. Florida men's basketball will debut in the SEC men's tournament today against Kentucky. After their previous matchup against the Wildcats, head coach Todd Golden seems quite confident about facing them once again.
You know, I think it's no different than anything else. It's a goal of ours. We want to kind of put as many feathers in our cap for this year as we possibly can. But I don't think it necessarily changes the outcome of our tournament potential, whether we win it or whether we don't.
For coverage of the SEC tournament, tune in to WRUF today at 12:30. In other Gator news, number 23 Florida baseball faces rival South Carolina in the SEC opener. Catch WRUF coverage tonight at 6:25. Florida softball will take on Kentucky this evening as their first road SEC series match. Tune in to WRUF at 6:30 for coverage.
Hey folks, it's Steve Russell for my friends at Southeast Car Agency in Gainesville, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue. They've been in business for over 45 years. That in itself says a whole lot. Take a look around you when you drive. Take a look at the car in front of you, alongside of you. There's a really good chance it'll have a Southeast Car Agency tag, just like my vehicle does, and many vehicles before that have as well. When you go see them in person, make sure and tell them Sports Scene sent you to the good people at Southeast Car Agency, 310 Northeast 39th Avenue, Gainesville.
Gator Nation, ready to light it up? Gator Trim Light has already brightened homes and businesses across North Florida. And now they're bringing the heat with full color landscape lighting. Light up your palm trees, bushes, pools, patios, barbecue decks, everything in orange and blue. Whether it's a back porch retrofit or a full custom landscape install, Gator Trim Light makes your home game day ready. Turn your patio into the ultimate victory zone and cheer your Gators on to a big win. Visit GatorTrimLight.com. That's GatorTrimLight.com. Gator Trim Light. Let there be Gator Light.
When the unexpected happens, you need a legal team that's ready to fight for you, just like the Florida Gators. At Meldon Law, we're proud to partner with the Florida Gators to deliver winning results for those who have been injured at no fault of their own. With a strong record of success and a team that won't back down, Meldon Law is your trusted partner in tough times. Call Meldon Law at 352-373-8000 or visit us at meldonlaw.com.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for core power and rise to a whole new level of recovery. Protein to build muscle. Electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to power on. Champion your recovery with Core Power.
Hey, have you ever talked to Ruse Agra over at State Farm?
Oh yeah, Ruse is awesome. Helped me get a ton of coverage for way less than I expected, and he serves all of North Florida. Super friendly too, actually takes time to explain everything.
Really? I thought State Farm would be pricey.
Nope, surprisingly great rates. You get that neighborly service you don't find everywhere. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I might give Ruse at State Farm a call.
You should. Call 352-240-1779 for a free quote. You'll be glad you did.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Sure, seasons change. And that's more than the pollen on your car and everything else right now. Seasons in your life change too. And for over 90 years of seasons, Campus USA Credit Union has been here for you. As your life and financial needs change, Campus USA Credit Union can help. Checking and savings accounts, low-interest credit cards, personal loans or home equity loans, business loans, auto loans, and investments. Campus USA Credit Union. There's a location or ATM near you. CampusCU.com. Member NCUA.
When the late, great Charlie Daniels would need a place for jewelry he could trust, he turned to International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange.
Hi, I'm Charlie Daniels, and I live in Tennessee, but when I get ready to do something serious about jewelry or a gift for my wife or somebody, I always get in touch with the folks at International Gold and Diamond Exchange here in Gainesville. There's a lot of reasons for that. One reason is they sell nothing but the best.
Find out what Charlie was talking about for yourself at International Gold, Diamond, and Watch Exchange at 3440 West University Avenue and online at igdwex.com.
You're listening to Sports Scene with Steve Russell, right here on WRUF, 98.1 FM, 850 AM, and 103.7 HD2.
I think every team is in need of a little time off after SEC play. It's 18, games of physicality and toughness, and there's no nights off in this league, as we all know. So it was good to get a couple days to get rejuvenated, recalibrated, and make sure we're healthy coming into this postseason event.
Well, he's right. And they had, as you heard Sean Kelly earlier in the show, they had a couple of days off to get him ready. You know, the dynamic of blue blood and all that. Mike emails and says in the last 30 years, Gators have won 3 championships, tied with Kansas. Only UConn has more with 4. And that's right, okay? The other side of that coin is history, right? Kentucky has 8 NCAA championships, the best all-time winning percentage, the most all-time victories. That's so, again, where do you – I mean, you could go down the list here. 17 Final Fours. Duke has played in more. North Carolina has played in more. UCLA has played in more. But they have the most Elite 8 appearances, the most Sweet 16 appearances, and total NCAA appearances at 61. So when you're evaluating all of that, you know, you can do a lot of different things. Titan MRI Imaging phone line. Porter, hello.
Hey, Steve. A couple of quick things. My buddy lives in Nashville, and I don't think we've ever seen a Friday first game Friday ticket that is as hard to get right now as the afternoon with Tennessee and Vanderbilt following the Florida-Kentucky game. That's what's it called, scalpers heaven. Hopefully we can send Kentucky home because they always make all the getting tickets hard. I heard what Woody was saying earlier about Auburn, and I agree in general with the record, but I remember back when they were talking about tough losses. Jay Billis used to say, "But who have you beaten?" And it comes down to deciding between teams. What are the best wins? And I would have to think Auburn's win at Florida is probably in the top 5 in the nation. But I'll take it off the air. Let somebody else get on. I appreciate your comments. Go Gators.
Okay. Yep. Thank you, Porter. Yeah. You cannot ignore a win like that. That's part of what the committee looks at, right? Mark Wise talks. Who'd you beat? Where'd you beat them? And all those. There's a formula that the committee uses, and yeah, the record's not great. You can look at bad losses as well, but right now, if whatever we know, Auburn's out, and Auburn probably deserves to be out, but a lot can still change in these next couple of days. But it is interesting that there's 4 league teams, maybe even 5, that are on that bubble. Auburn, Oklahoma, Texas, Missouri. So, the other ones I think are in. And what if Ole Miss somehow, they're not going to, I don't think, but if they continued this run and they became the league rep, that's going to knock somebody else out. I don't think it's going to happen. So, again, Mike, this is where I quibble with you. You just said to me in the last 30 years, and I mentioned it, and then he says what you did 40 years ago doesn't matter. Yes, it does matter. It does matter because it's all in your perspective of how you are judging it. So 30 years is okay, but 40 years isn't. 30 years is convenient because it's what you want to say, and that's fine. But we can all pick and choose years and, figure things out. And that's, again, that's just the way that works. I want to also remind you, I will, during next week, I think we all enjoy what's coming up with the NCAA tournament. It's great. And let me also not slight the women, because there's some really good basketball played in the NCAA women's tournament. So all that's going to be happening. It's great. But next Thursday and Friday, Sports Scene 10 to 11 a.m. We will keep reminding you of that. And we have a new way to communicate here on the show. We have a text line. And that's going to be a lot of fun to do. So if you can't call, give me a text. Write down the number. It's 352-325-3777. 352-325-3777. Just put your name on it, and I'll read it. Okay? So that is a really good thing. And once again, I want to thank all of our sponsors. If you want to be part of the show, we'd love to have you. We love all of our sponsors. You can expose your business to thousands of sports fans. You can contact Freddie, 352-284-3733, and we will make that happen for you. I promise you. And check out our daily clip of the day on WRUF Facebook and YouTube at WRUF Home of the Gators, brought to you by our friends at Fairlife Milk. A lot of Gator activity coming up this weekend, as there always is this time of the year. I will see you this weekend on Gator Baseball. And again, we have that for you tonight at 6:25, the opening weekend of SEC play, as the Gators will face league foe South Carolina. And you would certainly hope, given what's transpired during the season, Carolina has struggled a bit. So you would hope the Gators could at least win the series. But once again, you got to go out and play. And we will see how that works out. Thanks today to Gator softball player Ella Wazalowski for joining us. And it was fun having Sean Kelly and Lee here to talk about the game today. But next up, the Gator Network, as we mentioned, Sean, Lee, Kevin will bring you pregame and then the game between Florida and Kentucky, and it should be really good. Monday, Hoop There It Is will come your way. We will talk about it, and of course we'll talk about it all week long on Sports Scene. We'll know what's happening with the NCAA tournament, and it'll be a fun week. Thanks to Caroline for producing the show today. We thank you for consuming it. I'm Steve Russell. Enjoy your weekend. Talk to you Monday. So long, everybody.
I'll be right over here. So, yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2. Clean line. Oh, yep. Okay. Yep, we're good.